Hi, I'm Paqueta12 and this is an exclusive tutorial for you guys. Thank you so much for your support. Today I want to play with these snakes or tinsels as I call them, and this technique is good for anything that leaves a trail, and we actually put a segment, a geometry or a line in between 2 points and have a good orientation. And yeah, let's start with this. We start clean, and what we need a constant chop, and let's see here. We need the count, and let's go with maybe 32. And what else? The length for each snake we call trail, and let's go with 64, and a speed, so 0.2, and let's have a null here and a null in between to make a folder. And here inside I want to find a couple of things as the time. If I select the speed now, and we rename it time, and now we use speed chop, and now we have time. Okay, here we use merge. What else? If I have 32 points, I need a texture 6 by 6. Okay, so we select the count, and we rename this map, and here we go with matte and root and ceiling. Okay, and now let's use a noise top, and we go with 6 by 6, and we need this 32 RGB. Okay, and here we have 36 points. We only need 32, so we build a channel to mask 32 of them. Okay, so for this we use a ramp. Okay, let's have this ramp 32 with 1. Okay, and right after I use a group. Okay, and here I want to add the blank points, the empty points. Okay, so I use 6 square here. Okay, and now we have this texture, and to have this into a square one we can use chops for this. Okay, and here a shuffle, and we go for split and samples, and we take 6 from here, the map. Okay, and now we can go back into tops, and we have a texture like this. And what is nice about this one is that you have a kind of a index here for each point, and also if you use a matte here with ceiling, we have the mask for our points. Okay, and just a second. So no, it's not good. Just wait a second. So matte, and here we go ceiling. Now what is wrong? It's something wrong. here we go with in a group, not repeat, instead we go with 0. Now we good. Okay. Okay. Good. Now we multiply this texture with our points, and let's set the nearest pixels. And now if we use a reorder, we can have the blank points, we can have them transparent by setting this texture into RGBA and go for the second input, red for alpha and nearest pixels. Okay, now here we have the points. What I want to do is to build a string with what trail we have with 64 previous positions. Okay, and for this we go with feedback, but first we need to have this texture into a linear one. And you might ask why we don't start from the beginning with this type of texture, right? So noise 32 and 1, 32 RGBA. Okay, and let's set this color. So actually we have 32 points here and 32 points here. The difference is if we go with the higher period here, those points will look like a surface rather than a lace or a string as those one, since this is 1D. Okay, and here let's use a select. We go in a second phase of this network. Okay, we build the points, and now in order to have this square texture into a linear one like this. Okay, if we go with full image and now shuffle, okay, by name, okay, and RGBA, yeah, we good. So we need this texture since we will use it in a feedback loop and to build the arrays of the previous positions, and this would have some FPS drops if the input texture is bigger than let's say 128 by 128 or but instead of going into chops here, I would like to use this component here. I told you about this in my Twitch stream, and let me show you. If I connect this input texture, I have the same resolution and everything is done in tops, so it's super fast. Okay, and now what we do with this type of texture. So first of all, let's clean the empty points, okay, by using a group and take the count instead of 36. Okay, and now if we go with nearest pixels, what else? Let's use a flip here. Okay, and we go with flop bottom left. Okay, now I need a constant here, and the resolution would be the trail for the X and the count for the Y, and we go with nearest pixels. Actually doesn't matter here, but yeah, And for the value we take 0 for everything. Okay, here we use a feedback. Okay, and every time I use a feedback, I color it black and use keyboard in, not this one. Okay, let's pulse this. Okay, and now if we add this with this feedback here, and I need this resolution to not affect, so RGBA, I want to not affect alpha, and native resolution, nearest pixels, oh, I guess, yeah, it's good if I don't mask the alpha. Yeah, it's better actually. So here we go left, like this. We use transform. Here we go with the pixels and one to the right. So now this translate, I wanna have it in a loop. So I go with the null here, and I'll connect the null in my feedback. And now you see I have this texture filled with values. We go out from the add top into a null, okay, here, and this is the second phase. Okay, we have these points actually. If we take a previous here, now it's nothing, since nothing, it's moving, but let's have the time. Okay, now let's see. Yeah, we have the trails now. Okay, and I would like to have a line connecting each point, each neighbor point. So how we do that? So maybe it's better if here we can see some spheres where we have the points. So let's go with sphere here and transform and geometry. Okay, and for the sphere I go with polygon, and radius is 0.5, and above that I scale with 1 divided by 1 to 8, and yeah, let's go for instancing and take this texture. And now, okay, let's split the screen. Okay, so we have the points. If we make them a little bit smaller, like this. Now, in order to put a line in between all of them, all the neighbors, right? We need to find out the distance for those neighbors. Okay, and let's select now the points into a last phase of this network. Okay, here. And what I want to do is I want to subtract the next position from the previous one. So I can do this by using transform here, and let's go for nearest pixels, and I go with pixels here and -1. Okay, now I have an empty column there, and I go with subtract, like this. Okay, and here we need to mask the alpha. Okay, now out of here we use matte. Okay, and here we take length, mask the alpha and go for the 32 mono. Okay, the last row of pixels is for the last point. If we start from the beginning, from first point to the second point, a line and so on, the last point don't need any line, so we actually need we use a group to cut it out. So a group here will do the job, and for the value we choose pixels. Here we take this trail value and subtract 1. Okay, and now we good. Let's use also a group here for the positions. Okay, and now we chain a null here, not this one, sorry, so a null. Okay, and I name this position. Okay, here this should be scale. Okay, so okay, and yeah, let's color this into some crazy color. We use them into a geo component right here. So let's use a line SOP now. Okay, and this line has to be on z-axis, so we do that like this, and we use a geo component. Okay, we go for instancing, and let's take the positions here and go for R, G and B. Okay, and for the scale we take this and scale on Z with R, since this one is mono. Okay, and now we have those tiny little lines which are very bad oriented. They are oriented to z-axis as here. Okay, but we need to rotate them, okay, in a direction that we can compute very easily. Actually, we already did it here. When we subtract the previous point from the previous point minus the present point, okay, we have that direction. So let's chain a null here. Okay, we use the same group. Okay, and I would like to see this as normalized vectors. So I can use here a null, make a folder. Okay, normalize, and here we use math and go for the length mask alpha 32 mono. Okay, and here we use composite, and we take divide and transform input 1, and we are ready. And here we have now the normalized vector direction to the next point. And so we take this here, rotate to vector, so rotate to this vector. it's looking good, but the length it's so big. Okay, and if we go here in the we change from default to pre-root, now we good. So this is how you do a lot of trace, and this is super fast, and we can go crazy here by, I don't know, 512 to 512. So yeah, it's super easy. Right now I would like to not use any spheres. Okay, so this one, let's delete this. Okay, and instead of a line, which is good, but yeah, I would like to have a tube. So we go for a tube like this, and we need to have it on z-axis, and let's go very small, something around I don't know, let's see. So first details, let's set this on 32 with 2 end caps, and here on radius let's go very small, like 001 maybe. No, let's see this. Okay, now we need to translate this with the left side in the center. So we do that by dragging the height value into center Z and then divide it by 2. And yeah, we are ready. Let's see. Yeah, everything is too big. So first of all, let's go here, and yeah, we go only for 2, right? And this straight line is due to this texture, which is getting filled with points. Okay, and if you want to, I don't know, you want to have the points a little bit more separate one from each other, you can use a cache top here. Okay, and you increase the step size, so now you see the segments are much longer. Okay, so yeah. Okay, now what I would like to do is set a different scale for each tube. Okay, and we can do that by using a noise, and so yeah, let's have a noise, and I'll take the dimension, the resolution out of here. I need this to be monochrome, and 32 mono. Okay, now what if I composite this texture here into not composite, but I reorder it. Okay, so I go with this, and I'll take this length, the Z length, and I make a texture like RGBA. Okay, yeah, maybe A it's not important here, and we take input to red. Okay, like this, and we use this now for the scale. And why it's wrong now is because here we have red for Z scale, and now it's B. Okay, and now it's good. And here we go with RG, and now each tube have a different scale, but the length it's good. Okay, and what if we build kind of a horse hair here, so with a grid like this, and this grid needs to be on YZ like this, and we grab the ZY and center Y, we use it like this. We take size X and center Z divided by 2. Okay, and now let's increase the Y for this one, and yeah, let's see what we have if we merge those two now. Let me see. Oh, yeah, we have something. Okay, and now let's make it a little bit bigger like this. And you notice, okay, so let's make some colors. Okay, so for the colors, I would like to have the colors as they have the position, but obviously some of the position are maybe beyond 0, 1. Okay, so it will appear either black or too white, and for this I would use a limit, the new limit top. Okay, I go into a null here, and let's rename this one also color into crazy color. This one is color. Okay, and this one is rotate 2. Okay, okay, and here in the limit we normalize, so all the values now are in between 0, 1, and let's use this for colors now in the second tab. Okay, and yeah, it's too static. There's no motion other than the point the walking around, and we can have that motion by using here out of the add a noise. So I use the both inputs out of this texture, so I don't need to resize it. Here I go with let's go with amplitude 0 and offset 0 and 32 RGB, yeah, or RGBA, doesn't matter. I don't use A, yeah. So now if we increase here the amplitude, okay, we have some motion, and let's increase the period with 3, harmony 1, and I use the time. I use the time for this one also. So where I have the noise, the new one, let's see here. Okay, so in transform, translate Z. Okay, now they moving. Okay, so yeah, you can play with this, and I don't know, use some other texture for scales and so on, and yeah, it's a lot of fun to play with. So also we need this one on 0 since we take both inputs, so it's much better like this one. So yeah, let's have a look. So yeah, this was my tutorial. I will not go into render and so on. You'll have the file to download, and that one will be render ready and everything nice and clean. But yeah, it's this is the technique that I use, and I really hope you like this. And thank you so much for your support. And today, special thanks to Anti-Allies, Brandon Tay, Breakwood, Daniel Clark, Darian Brito, Dimitri Diak, Fraxinus, Kevin Graber, Oj Nolar, Prime Grivort, Roy Gerritsen. Thank you so much, guys. And see you in the next one. Bye.